So you kind of thought about having an artboard, know the rules of what to do, how do you begin putting it all together. So you're probably going to use, hopefully, Illustrator. Hey, you need to be able to money for it and consider it. Realistically, if you want to go full Adobe suite, you probably should be using InDesign, but we know that tickets, but you can do it in that. BioRender, if you want to, you can actually put your data in icons and these, and then put in your microscopy data. Inkscape is free. It's pretty good soft. So it's kind of helpful. Wow. So the InDesign will be, you know, often when you do the modeling, but you're not going to look at it. So, you like that. You can start to yeah. Yeah, so that's like a often different, but it would improve the model. It's got all of those tools, but you might have to make it something Illustrator and sort of really for and micro. That's not good. The better model. So if you know that function, where there's lots of text in that, and you might want to make it right. But I don't think that's very late, but we can sleep. You can have a fun, but there isn't really science in it for. You know, as I'm saying, Inkscape is the free open source one. We lead, we get it up with one. You know, whether fully tied to a licensed software. There's also PowerPoint, but it's not ideal, but you can get away with it. PowerPoint, you just have to know that you're there. But you also can make more sometimes. So I'm going people with you. The programs down the bottom are the ones that you're going to do all the image manipulation. You should not be doing image manipulation in PowerPoint. So like PowerPoint and like darkness adjustment, love to use your proper programs. Whether that's, you know, open source ones, licensed ones, graphical ones. Come and talk to us, get questions myself, Dave, EBI, things like that. We can talk you through what's allowed and what you can do with the programs. But Illustrator is going to have a whole section covered by Dave, so I'm not going to have time on this bit, but it's vector-based. We've got a full license for your own device and the device, full license with Adobe Creative Cloud. Look, it's super powerful. There's a bunch of stuff in there that I've never touched in 10 years. But what's useful is because like everyone uses it, there's a bunch of online tutorials. So they take my way, put it on my tutorials. You got to learn how to use it. But what you want to do, and what some people may not know you can do, is you can set up multiple artboards. So you might want all the figures in one file. You can add multiple artboards. Maybe if you're doing lots of drafting, you might have draft 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That might be depressing, I don't know. But when you go new file, down on the left-hand side, you can set up, you know, the page size, the number of artboards, and importantly, this RGB color with size, with view, or like that. You can set up your workspace to make it a bit easier for you. So like often people just use the default, and the default is certainly not for everything inside. So there's a bunch of windows. The control is what's called is the dial on the top. So that's things like the stroke width, fill, colors, opacity, things like that. The toolbars, all the stuff down the left-hand side normally. So that's like your selection tool, focus tool, drawing tools, things like that. But what you may want to do is over on the right-hand side, you can open up something like, say, swatches, properties, layers. So there's a window button, so like file, edit, we'll call that the Illustrator specific one, you know, the last second last one in the window. Drop down there, there's a list. So you can open up each of these little boxes, drag them over to the right-hand side, then they'll be all sorted and they'll be color if you save the workspace. Glyphs is one that I learned about way too late. So if you want to have a shortcut for the symbol, that's glyph. Rather than going back and forth word, like copy your thing or going up and editing the font with symbol font and knowing what the letter was, you can just click glyphs and you get this and you just get like the word or the character styles. It is like in Word, editing kind of 2 minutes through. Sort of, so you can have labels and graph axes and all that. So then if you want to change the size of all of them, you just change the style and they're all up. Be way faster than going to the text file the font size. So that's what my workspace looks like with these things stored down the left. So once you're happy with the layout, you go up to Window, and then there's a Workspace button, and you click Save Workspace. Yeah. And if you accidentally close one of these, you can just click Reset Workspace, and you can have one for video. You can have one for whatever else you do. Okay, so that's Illustrator. Getting set up and put your blank artboard. You can probably go back to PG. And you're going to add your image open, and you might need to do some manipulations. So I just want to put some refreshers in. Don't publish the crooked zebra print. Although, also don't put it upside down. I like having it downwards, because I'm not a zebra print expert. So, you might need to rotate. Crop is another one that you might need to do. So don't publish like all this black space. And resize or have insets and things like that you might need to do. So to orientate, you can do flip, that's under image transform, and there's horizontal flips, vertical flips, and then there's rotate, so you have free rotation. You can turn on the grid line, not line up the pitch, or whatever you want to line up. Sometimes even just a set can look like more selected thing. But that can be quite useful to do this. A note with rotate is a weird button here, whereas if you rotate the image 365 by 1 degree, you don't get the same image. So I don't really rotate once. Right? If you start up, going back, then read it. Don't like rotate 5 degrees, look, rotate 4 degrees. So it keeps oscillating back and forth. You can get some weird outputs. Maybe note down in the file name of your processed image what you did. Rotate 3, that's over 2 steps. When you crop, I would suggest that you store them as ROIs and then save out the ROI as a zip. This is from my own kind of experience. But I want to rotate it. You go to the camera. Having these all at the same size makes it way easier to reproduce. Adjusting brightness and contrast is another kind of really useful thing to do. So if you have the histogram, you'll know what the display range is. Now you can't do this and this is like, well, it looks nice on your node and the other setting, play around the image. But instead of showing the full display range, like 0 to 255, when you match it to what's actually there, you get a nicer image. If I do like too much, and I do 5 to 50, then it's all saturated. So again, you might need to store or note down this in a plain text file and you figure out what you've got. Contrast, you can cut the swap out and see something else, and then you should probably say you don't have to then remake it. Adding a scale bar. So every journal on this program is going to say scale bar or image. With the scale bar, you can add it in Fiji. Actually, what I do is I probably add a scale bar and then I go into Illustrator and do a scale bar. Because then if I have to work it, you need to something I have a separate floated version. But you should know how to add a scale bar in Fiji. Something else that's important is it's recommended that most or all images are the same. where possible. For your inserts, so don't make your insert so tiny that you need like a 2 micron soundbar there, and your image has like a 20 micron. Sometimes you can't get around that, but that's the recommendation thing. So, this is the same scale. And then you just have at the end of the video, the scale mark is 10 micron. You have to have text saying 10 micron on the image. Most don't these days, some still do. Usually the non-traditional ones for journal. You just add annotations. Now, what you can do is kind of labeling and repeating your work. Particularly, I would have like do it in Illustrator. Then you have elements that you do that, and they're not all those in. But you might have boxes for inserts, freehand things you need to trace around something, text overlays. The others, most of the guys will kind of say that they don't obstruct, don't hide data, don't use it to cover up. So they should be kind of as minimal as possible. And you might use arrows and things, arrowheads, and that to highlight certain features and follow the guidelines. Models about which a single color image as a multicolor lookup table, or a non-conventional lookup table. You should always have that lookup table shown with the data. So you need a copy of it. How do you get a copy of it? Well, you can go show lab, and that will give you this, which has a copy of it down the bottom. Or you can go image color display lights, which has all the lookup tables that you have, and you can do that. You can also, with the photo, image new, and then do a ramp, make it 255 pixels wide, and that'll be a great scale for you. And you can do it 255, then apply it. So you can do that. Remember, when you're using Fiji, you have to use this copy to system. You can't just use Control-C, Control-V. I mentioned before, is everyone using BioRender? Has anyone not heard of it? Cool. All right, should be faster. University of Queensland, make use of it. If we don't use it, they'll get rid of it. But basically, we're all probably pretty familiar. There's a whole bunch of schematics and lovely things that you can use. You can have layers and things like that. Kind of like Illustrator and browser. Some of you may not know, you can actually watch the things that with my mapping drawing of you can have a lot of meaning that they will be requests. Now, obviously, we can't all do it, and also how much you give them to start with will determine how quickly they can make them. They can actually make it. So I was in a collaboration with them, now they're like, sweet, having lovely things in there. So you can replace some. There's lots of templates. So if you're trying to display in the top how that works, there's already one there, for a spinning disk. And you can open these templates and go, yeah, my cell is actually red. So you can red fluorescence expression for more. Likewise with all this stuff, like back in my days, you can make the membrane with like the huge shapes and algae. You take forever. Now, to make use of this,